and to hear the pain that it's wrought on their.
Before she was P, she was Alecia Moore, a small-town girl with a voice too raw, too loud, too honest for the world to ignore. While others chased perfection, she chased truth, through the fire of rebellion, heartbreak, and survival. Her story isn't about fame. It's about fighting for authenticity in an industry built on masks. From smoky bars in Pennsylvania to the biggest stages on Earth, she turned pain into anthems and chaos into art. How did a girl once told she'd never make it become one of the most fearless icons of modern music? This is not just the story of a singer. It's the story of a woman who turned her scars into songs and her anger into wings. Alecia Moore was born on September 8, 1979, in Doylestown, Pennsylvania, a quiet town that would raise anything but a quiet girl. Her father, Jim Moore, a Vietnam veteran, taught her the guitar and the power of truth. Her mother, Judith, a nurse, gave her compassion and a fierce sense of independence. But their marriage fractured when Alecia was still a child. Nights filled with shouting turned into silence, and that silence turned into music. She suffered from asthma, and singing became more than a hobby. It was survival. Every breath she took carried defiance, every note a protest against weakness. At school, she was the outcast. Punk hair, torn clothes, sharp words. Teachers called her trouble, but Alecia called it being real. While other girls wrote in diaries, she wrote lyrics. She poured her pain onto paper, dreaming of stages where her voice could finally matter. In those small-town corners, a future superstar was forming, not from privilege or perfection, but from rebellion, heartbreak, and a burning need to be heard. At 16, Alecia was performing in Philadelphia nightclubs, her voice raspy and raw, her lyrics unapologetic. She wasn't there to fit in. She was there to be heard. That defiance caught the attention of producers, and soon she joined an R&B girl group called Choice under Layface Records. But the dream didn't last. The group dissolved before their first album could even make noise. Most would have quit. Alecia didn't. She went solo, adopted the stage name P in K, a nod to the movie character Mr. Pink and to the color that represented everything she wasn't supposed to be. Loud, bold, and impossible to ignore. In 2000, her debut album Can't Take Me Home hit the airwaves. Songs like There You Go and Most Girls became instant hits, a mix of attitude, vulnerability, and pure rhythm. The world met P in K, and she wasn't here to play nice. Her voice wasn't just singing, it was fighting. Against stereotypes, against conformity, against silence. That first taste of fame wasn't perfection, but it was ignition. The rebel from Pennsylvania had finally broken through the wall, and she was just getting started. The year 2001 changed everything. With her second album, M, Sundastud P, NK ripped off the pop gloss and showed the world her truth. Messy, loud, and painfully real. Get the Party Started exploded across the charts, but it was Just Like a Pill and Don't Let Me Get Me that revealed the heart beneath the glitter. She wasn't just performing, she was confessing. Fans connected to her because she didn't pretend to be perfect. She sang about insecurity, chaos, and rebellion with a smile that dared anyone to judge her. Her concerts became electric rituals. Lights, acrobatics, leather boots, and raw emotion. While other pop stars danced, NK flew, literally, suspended above roaring crowds, flipping through the air like a phoenix that refused to burn out. Her albums kept breaking records. Try This, 2003, I'm Not Dead, 2006, and Funhouse, 2008, turned pain into poetry and heartache into stadium anthems. So What became the voice of every woman who'd ever said, I'm fine, when she wasn't, and meant it anyway. Each song was a battle cry for the misfits, the broken, and the fearless. By the late 2000s, NK wasn't just a singer, she was a force of nature. Grammy Awards, world tours, millions of records sold. But her greatest victory wasn't the fame. It was the freedom to be herself. She once said, "You can't move mountains by whispering." And by then, NK wasn't whispering anymore. She was roaring. Across stadiums, across generations, across history. Fame didn't make NK untouchable. It made her more human. Behind the flashing lights was a woman still learning how to heal the child inside her. Her marriage to motocross star Carrie Hart became both her anchor and her battlefield. They fell in love fast, married in 2006, and separated just 2 years later. The tabloids had a feast. Too wild to settle, they said. Too broken to love, they wrote. But while others gossiped, NK wrote So What? A global hit born from heartbreak, both angry and liberating. She laughed at her pain before the world could pity her. There were darker storms, too. Years of exhaustion, self-doubt, and tension with record labels. She openly spoke about struggling with anxiety and the pressure to fit an image she never asked for. Her answer? Honesty. Brutal, inconvenient honesty. With songs like Dear Mr. President and Family Portrait, she bared her soul and confronted politics, family trauma, and vulnerability. She wasn't chasing approval. She was demanding truth. Her defiance wasn't just rebellion anymore. It was survival. And somewhere amid the chaos, she found her strength again. Not in being perfect, but in staying real when perfection was expected. She once told a crowd, "I'm not scared of being messy. I'm scared of being fake." X stood in the storm, unshaken, daring the world to try and silence her again. After the storm came a quieter kind of strength. NK reunited with Carrie Hart, and together they built something stronger than fame. A family. Becoming a mother to Willow and Jameson transformed her art. Her lyrics softened, but her fire never faded. Instead of fighting the world, she began embracing it, with open arms and an open heart. Her album The Truth About Love, 2012, revealed a new chapter. Not the angry rebel, but the woman who had learned to love through scars, beautiful trauma and hurts. To Be Human followed, weaving motherhood, activism, and maturity into her signature grit. She became an advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, mental health, and authenticity in a filtered age. When she performed Glitter in the Air at the Grammys, hanging mid-air, dripping with water and grace, the world saw not rebellion, but transcendence. Her art no longer screamed to be heard. It soared to be understood. NK had evolved. From chaos to clarity, from fighter to philosopher, from rebel to role model. 2 decades after her first song hit the airwaves, NK stands as one of the most influential artists of her generation. Not because she was flawless, but because she was fearless. She sold over 60 million albums, earned 3 Grammys, and redefined what strength looks like for women in music. But beyond the numbers, she gave the world something rarer: permission to be imperfect. Her voice still cuts through noise like a scar that refuses to fade. She taught millions that rebellion isn't chaos, it's honesty. That love can coexist with anger. That art can be both defiant and healing. NK once said, "I don't want to be a perfect role model. I want to be a real one." And she is, because her story is not about fame. It's about freedom. And her journey proves that vulnerability is the loudest kind of strength. If NK's story inspired you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And join us for more untold Hollywood stories of the stars who dared to stay real.